That is Neil Walker's 7th home run. So Neil Walker, home run number 7. So on the score sheet, that is home run number 7. The Pirates now take a 4-3 lead in the top of the 9th, but they're still at bat. And Starling Marte is your batter. So we're going to roll for Starling Marte. 2 out spaces empty. As a 1-7. Marte, a 1-7, is a strikeout. So that ends the top of the 9th. Damage done, however. And the Pirates going to the bottom of the 9th. That 1 run there gives them a 4-3 lead as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Okay, bottom of the 9th. And Mark Melancon, the Pirate closer, has come on to try to seal the deal. He'll be facing, for the Orioles, Delmon Young, Steve Clevenger, and J.J. Hardy. The bench players potentially to pinch hit for the Orioles. We have Jonathan Scope, we have David Lowe, and we have Matt Wieters. So any of those could potentially pinch hit here in the bottom of the 9th. But Delmon Young, the designated hitter, we're going to allow him to bat for himself. In the game, he is 3 for 4. So that's another reason why we're letting him bat for himself. He's had a good game. So let's see what Young can do against Melancon. And the roll is a 1-2. 1-2. The 1-2 says fly ball to left, but there is that diamond. The diamond is the ballpark effects chart for home runs and singles. The diamond references the home runs. Now you can see Camden Yards, Baltimore, favors left-handers for the home run much more than the right-handers. It's only a 1 through 10 on the D20 roll for right-handers. Delmon Young is a right-hander. So we're going to roll the D20. If he hits a 1 through 10 roll, then he will have tied the game with a leadoff home run. If not, he will simply fly to left with an 11 through a 20. So Orioles are hoping for a 1 through 10. Pirates are hoping for an 11 through 20. The all-important D20 roll is a 13, and that is good for the Pirates because that is a fly ball to left. Had Delmon Young been a right-handed hitter, it would have been a home run to tie the game. However, it is simply a fly ball to left. Close but no cigar for Delmon Young. Next up is Steve Clevenger. Now we will hit for him with Matt Wieters. I did this in the last game against the Royals in the 9th inning off of their closer, Holland, and Wieters hit a pinch hit home run, which led the game to extra innings, which was won by the Orioles. So we're going to see if lightning can strike twice. So we're going to go to our computer screen and pinch hit Clevenger with Matt Wieters. So now we see Matt Wieters is the batter, and we see Matt Wieters here is the batter. So Matt Wieters is up. See if he can do a little magic here. Column 3 looks good if we can get it. There's 2 home runs listed there, but we shall see. Switch hitter Matt Wieters against the right-hander Melancon, and the roll is a 5-4, so we're going off Melancon's card as a left-handed batter. 5-4, and we get catcher X. So we're going to check the the range rating of the catcher for the Pirates. In this game, that is backup catcher Tony Sanchez. So if we look at the ratings for Tony Sanchez, his range, we see it is a 4, which is not very good. So we're going to roll against the defensive chart, the D20, and look in column 4 for the catcher ratings, and see what we get. So here is the roll. It is a 7. So coming up here, 7. Number 4 is actually a pop out. So Pirates escape that with a simple pop out to the catcher for out number 2. So over here on the screen we've got the P for pop out and the 2 for popping out to the catcher. So Matt Wieters fails in his pinch hitting role, and last chance is J.J. Hardy. We can move the defensive chart now, no longer need that for the moment. So now J.J. Hardy, last chance, J.J. Hardy against the closer Melanson. Melanson's gotten the first 2 outs. So let's see what Hardy can do. He rolls a 6-8. So we're on Melanson's card, 6-8. Melanson on a 6-8 is a strikeout with a dot. But this is only his 3rd batter of the game, so he's not tired. So it is a strikeout. And that strikeout actually ends the ball game. Melanson strikes out Hardy. So we go up here to the computer screen, type in the K, and by hitting the K, we now see the game is over. Pirates improved to 15-12. Orioles dropped to 13-12. The winning pitcher was Brian Morris, record of 1-0. Darren O'Day takes the loss. He's 0-1. Mark Melanson records his 3rd save. And the MVP of the game, thanks to his 3-run homer back in the 1st, was Pedro Alvarez. And there's your final line score. 4 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for the Pirates. 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Orioles. And if we go to the box score, get a better look at the, turn it this, do it this way. Get a better look at the line score there. And you can see how many pitchers were used for each team. And keep in mind, this is game 1 of the doubleheader. So the Orioles used 4 pitchers, 3 in the bullpen, Meek, Madison, O'Day. Pirates used 4 bullpen pitchers, Gomez, Wilson, Morris, and Melanson. And the game gives you a mock time of game, which is here is 2 hours and 53 minutes. Gives you the little stats like intentional walk, hit by pitch that came up for both teams, stolen base, error on McCutcheon we showed earlier, and the double play Morton to Mercer to Davis that ended 1 threat. And so that so far is what's out there. Then if you want to do a play-by-play recap, you could click on the play-by-play button, and that would give you a running play-by-play of what happened throughout the game. And one of the many features I like about Replay Baseball is that you can do that. So through my unplanned recording of this is the part 3 of the game that I started with the original video to explain how I was doing the Strat-o-matic cards with the PC replay game. I wasn't going to play out this game for video purposes. I was just going to do the first couple innings to show what happened. But then the game got so close, I said, well, let me try it and see if anything good happens on the video. Don't know if it's good or not. The Pirates did win it in exciting fashion in the 9th on a home run. But since I'm replaying the Orioles on the replay, that didn't necessarily help me all that much. I'm not really an Orioles fan, but being in Virginia, we do get Oriole and Washington National overload. So we do hear about them all the time, and I don't mind the Orioles. I like Buck Showalter as a manager, and I like the way Masson covers the Orioles. But my favorite baseball team is actually the Cardinals. But I tried to do one from each league, a replay of the 2014 season. I did Baltimore and Washington. But then after about 20 games of each, it got to the point where I was never going to get this completed. It was taking too long. There's too many games to play. So I ceased with the Washington National replay and just focused on the Baltimore replay. One, because of the American League rules, DH. It's a little bit easier, and I don't have to fumble with the pitcher batting cards in Strat, or the generic pitcher batting card in Strat. And it's just a little bit easier bookkeeping to use American League rules. And if anybody remembers seeing the movie Little Big League about the teenager who inherited the Minnesota Twins and made himself the manager, and he was wondering whether he could do it or not, and one of his friends made the immortal lines of, you know, what are you worried about? It's the American League, they got the DH. It can't be that hard. So falling into that perspective, that's maybe another reason why I'm doing this. But I just, even though I'm a Cardinals fan, I enjoy a lot of the American League teams like the Yankees, especially the East with the Yankees and Red Sox and Blue Jays and the Orioles. So they're all interesting. So that's why I'm going in that direction. So that was game 1 of the doubleheader. Oriole Park Camden Yards take the game on the chin, 4-3. The Pirates improved to a record now of 15-12. Orioles dropped to 13-12. But there's always another day. So as we see here, I'll go ahead and close this out, and then I'll go to exit up here. And when I go to exit, it's going to bring me to the main screen. Let me make it wider here so you can see the main screen with the schedule. You can see I've played that game already. That was game 1. Now game 2 is going to be Crumpton against Tillman. And you can see the game has already updated their win-loss records from the game that just got played. So later on, I will, probably tomorrow, I will play game 2. If I chose, I could always play one of these other games manually using either the Strat cards or playing it on the PC game itself. Or I can simply go up to, and this is what I usually do, but I won't do it now because I don't want to autoplay the second Oriole game. But once that's played, I'll come over to this option which says AP Day, which means to autoplay that entire day. So that's what I will do once I finish the game 2. So I know this is a little unorthodox, and I accidentally hit the stop key instead of the pause key when I was doing part 2, which is why this ended up in part 3. But part 2 ended abruptly right after the Neil Walker home run, and so I wanted to go ahead and play the rest of it out so that people could see that in fact the Pirates did hang on to win by the final score of 4-3. Again, the winning pitcher was Brian Morris, the loser was Darren O'Day, and Mark Melanson recorded his 3rd save. Well, good night everybody, and we'll try it again some other time.